Hi, welcome back to the online session. So today let us see the design of column bases. The column bases transmit the column load to concrete or foundation blocks. The column bases spread the load on the wider area so that the intensity of the bearing pressure on the foundation block within limits. So the main function of the column base is to transfer the column load uniformly on the foundation block. So there are two types of slab bases or column bases. One is slab base, another one is gusset base. So to understand, so let us see some pictures. So you can see, so this is the column which carries the load. So this column load has to be transferred uniformly on the foundation by providing a plate below the column. So this is called as column bases. The process of providing this technique is called as column bases. So this is the foundation base. So this is the column base, and this column base has to be connected to the column by using some cleat angles. You can see here in the diagram. So this is the column. So this is the concrete base, and this is the cleat angles, and this is the base plate. So this base plate is connected to the flange of the column by using cleat angles with the help of bolts. If required, we have to design web cleats also. So therefore, the process of design of column bases involves deciding the dimensions of the foundations as well as its depth. So first process, we have to decide the dimensions, breadth and depth of the RCC foundation based on the SBC of the soil. Then we have to decide the dimensions of the base plate based on the allowable stresses on the concrete. So based on the load dispersion, so we have to decide depth of the foundation. So then based on the maximum bending moment at the intersection of this cleat angle and the base plate, so we have to decide the thickness of the base plate. So then again based on the load coming on the flanges, we have to decide the cleat angles. Then we have to decide the number of bolts required to connect the flange to the cleat angle. So let us see an example. So before going to see the example, so this is the top view and this is the elevation of the slab base. So as I told, there are two types. One is slab base, another one is the gusset base. I'll tell you what is gusset base in the next problem. So first let us see what is slab base. I hope you have understand this concept. So also we have to design anchor bolts to connect the base plate to the foundation. So let us see the problem. So a column IS HB 300 at 680 Newton per meter has effective height of 4 meter. So what safe permissible load the column can take? Also design a slab base and concrete pedestal to the above column. Use M20 concrete and SBC of soil 225 kN per square meter. Draw neat sketch. So design suitable bolted as well as welded connection. Here the first question is, they are given a column section of ISHB 300 and its effective length. The first question is, what safe permissible load the column can take? First we have to design the load carrying ability of the column. Then we have to design the slab base and concrete pedestal for the M20 concrete and SBC of 225 kN per square meter. So let us see. So this is the section properties. B is equal to 250 mm, H is equal to 300 mm, TW, thickness of web 9.4 mm, thickness of flange 10.6 mm, minimum radius of gyration 52.9 mm, so effective area 80.25 cm. You can refer these details from the steel table. The effective length is 4000 mm. So permissible safe load can be calculated by using the table number 9 of page number 42. So as we did in the design of compression members. So slenderness ratio is equal to LE by R minimum, that is 75.61. So refer the table number 9C of page number 42. FCD works out to be 143.02 Newton per mm square. Therefore, the design load can be calculated by using area into FCD, that is 1147.7 kilonewton. So therefore, working load is 765.15 kilonewton. So this is the working load and this is the ultimate load. Now, so design of concrete base. So column load is 1148 kilonewton. So self weight of the foundation. So we have taken 114. Therefore, the total load is 1262 kilonewton. Therefore, the area required of the concrete foundation is equal to 1262 divided by SBC of the side, that is 5.6 meters square. That is area is L into B. Length into width is equal to 5.6 meter. Therefore, provide square base, that is equal to 2.36 meter. So if you take square foundation, that also to be 2.36 meter. So here I have finalized 2.5 by 2.5 meter slab base. That is the size of the concrete base is 2.5 meter by 2.5 meter. So decide the size of the base plate. So allowable bearing pressure on the concrete is equal to 0.45 times of FCK. So this is the standard formula. So this is that is the maximum stress the concrete can take. Therefore, so we have taken 0.45 FCK, that is 9 Newton per mm square. Sometimes they may specify the value of instead of 9 mm, they may specify the allowable bearing pressure on the concrete as 8 or 7 or 6 Newton per mm square. If they are not mentioned, we can take standard value of 0.45 FCK, that is 9 Newton per mm square. Now, area of the steel base plate is equal to, so load divided by allowable stress, that is equal to, so this the value works out to be 127523 mm square. So therefore, provide 350 by 400 mm square, 350 by 400 mm base plate. Now, assuming inclination of the load dispersion is 45 degree, you can see here. So this is 350, in the other direction it is 450. From the edge of the base plate, so we assumed the load dispersion as 45 degree. So we can decide depth of the foundation. So this is 2.5 meter. If you place this 350 at the center of the foundation, RCC foundation, the remaining length will be 1.075 meter here, and this is the 45 degree theta inclination of the load is 45 degree. In that case, this D also to be 0.8. So therefore, the depth of the foundation is actually it is 0.76. We taken as 0.8 meter. So therefore, provide concrete pedestal as 2.5 by 2.5 by 0.8 meter. So now the upward pressure on the base plate is given by 1148 into 10 power 3 divided by 350 by 400. That is equal to 8.2 Newton per mm square. So now using this upward pressure, let us calculate the maximum bending moment at the column face. You can see in the figure, and this extension of the base plate is 50 mm on either side, and this is a cantilever portion. You act like a cantilever portion. Therefore, the maximum bending moment can be calculated by using this formula, W into L square divided by 2. So extension is 50. So therefore, divided by 2, that is equal to 10.25 kilonewton. Now, by using the bending equation, M is equal to sigma B into Z, where Z is the section modulus and is given by B T square by 6. T is the thickness of the plate required. So now the maximum bending moment is 10.2 from 10 power 6 equal to, so Z value is B T square by 6. So B is, so breadth of the load is 250 into T square divided by 6 into 250 divided by 1.1. So 250 is the allowable stress. So divided by factor of safety 1.1, you get T is equal to 32.8 mm. Therefore, provide 350 by 400 by 35 mm base plate. So 350 by 400 by 35 mm is the base plate designed. Now cleat angle. To decide the cleat angle, so let us take load on each flange. So assuming machine milled, so that means we have to consider only 50% of the load. Therefore 1148 divided by 2 means 574 kilonewton, and again which will be distributed to two flanges. Therefore on each flange load is 287 kilonewton. So use 2 ISA 125 by 50 by 10 mm cleat angles. So directly we have decided. Or else you can use the formula TD is equal to some formula is there. You can use that formula. Based on that you can find out the area of the cross section, and then based on that you can go and you can select the cleat angles. But directly as load is less, we have taken directly. So connections, bolted connections, assuming M22 HSFG bolts, the bolt value works out to be 76 kilonewton. So therefore number of bolts required is 4. 87 divided by 76 means 4 bolts is required. So provide 4 bolts of 25 mm for base slab anchor. So these are the 4 bolts to connect the flange to the cleat angles. At the same time, so we have to provide, we have to connect that base plate to the concrete foundation. So those bolts are 4 numbers of 25 mm diameter. So if you are going for welded connection, so you can decide the length of the weld required by using force equal to strength of the weld. Assuming 10 mm weld, so the length works out to be 220 mm. So finally you can see the design details. So this is the slab RCC foundation. So this is the slab base of 400 by 350 by 35 mm, and this is the cleat angle 125 by 50 by 10 mm, and this is the main column section. So and this is the top view of this slab base. So thank you. Yes, the next one is gusset base. So in the beginning we discussed the column bases. There are two types of column bases. One is slab base, other one is gusset base. So these gusset bases are used in columns carrying heavy loads. So whenever the column load acting is heavy, we will go for design of gusset bases. So let us see some pictures to understand the concept of gusset bases. It is similar to the slab base. The only difference in this case is we provide additional gusset plate. You can see in the diagram. So this is the gusset plate. So the concrete pedestal will remain same as it is. So then we have to decide the dimension of the base plate, cleat angle. Afterwards we provide a gusset plate, so which will helps to transfer the heavy load uniformly to the base plate, and in turn will transfer to the foundation. Then foundation will transfer uniformly to the soil. So therefore, so this is the pictorial view of a gusset base. You can go through the diagram one by one. So in some cases, in addition to this gusset plate, so cover plates also are provided after the gusset plate. So this type of providing base plate with gusset plate is called as gusset base. If required, we have to design the web cleat angles also. You can see here, these are called as web cleats, and this is the cleat angles. So these are the anchor bolts to connect base plate to the RCC foundation. Here they are written as holding down bolts or anchor bolts. This is the flange and this is the web. This is the column flange. After this column flange, so in some cases we may provide cover plates. Afterwards, gusset plate. Afterwards, cleat angle. Then the base plate. So okay, let us see some problem. Design a suitable bolted gusset base for a column ISHB 350 at 661.2 Newton per meter carrying an axial factored compressive load of 2250 kN. The base rests on M20 grade concrete pedestal. Use M24 diameter bolts of grade 4.6. Also use cover plates of 320 by 20 mm. So as I told, in some cases they may ask you to design or include cover plates also. Therefore, in this problem we have given the cover plates as 320 by 20 mm. So column section is ISHB 350 at 661.2 Newton per meter. So cover plates 320 by 20 mm. Factor load is 2250 kilonewton. So working load works out to be 1500 kilonewton. M20 concrete FCK is 20 Newton per mm square. That means the bearing pressure of the concrete is 0.45 FCK. As I told, here they have not mentioned. We have to take standard bearing pressure of the concrete as 0.45 FCK. That works out to be 9 Newton per mm square. Now you directly calculate area of the gusset base required, that is equal to load divided by bearing pressure. So load is 2250 into 10 power 3 divided by 9, that is 250 10 power 3 mm square. Okay, once we calculate the area of the base plate, so decide the length of the base plate. So based on the various components on the various components to be accompanied by the base plate. So here you can see, for example, this is our column of ISHB 350. The width of this required is 350. You can see here. So 350 plus thickness for cover plates is 2 into 20 mm. So 2 into 20 mm. Here if we provide cover plates, we also have to provide space for the cover plates. Therefore, 2 cover plates of 16 mm diameter are there. So therefore, 20 mm, 2 into 20 mm, and assuming 16 mm thick gusset plate, the thickness of the gusset plate to be provided is 16 mm. 2 plates has to be provided, 2 into 16. Similarly, cleat angles we assumed ISA 150 by 150 by 10 mm. So therefore, 150 into 2. So this space plus this place plus this place plus space of the column. So total, length of the cover plate required we have calculated as 722 mm. So rounded up to 730 mm. Therefore, length required is 730 mm. Calculate breadth, so that works out to be 350 mm. So now thickness of the gusset base can be calculated as upward pressure on the cover plate is equal to load divided by L into B. So that is 2250 into 10 power 3 divided by 730 by 350, area of the cover plate. So that is 8.8 Newton per mm square, which is less than 9 Newton per mm square. You can see the final diagram will be look like this. So this is the column ISHB 350 and this is the cover plate of 320 by 20 mm and this is the gusset plate and this is the cleat angles. So calculate thickness of the plate based on the maximum bending moment. So here, as I told, so this is the critical section. The distance of this critical section can be calculated by using this equation. So total extension from base face of the column to end is 150 plus 4 deduct minus this one cover plate minus 12 mm gusset plate. So that works out to be 132 mm on either side. So therefore, so this will act like a cantilever portion from here. Cantilever portion. So calculate the maximum bending moment. The WL square divided by 2, that is 76.66 kilonewton per millimeter. Remember, here the value is in terms of kilonewton millimeter. So here we have considered B as 1 millimeter. Therefore, here it is not in terms of meter, it is in terms of millimeter. So using the bending equation, M is equal to FB into Z. M by is equal to FB by Y, or M is equal to I by Y into FB, or M is equal to Z into FB. So again I is equal to BD cube by 12. Here D is we have taken as T. So, and y is equal to d by 2. So, substitute here m is equal to Fy by gamma m naught into Bd square by 6. So, moment is 76.666 10 power 3 because we have considered for unit millimeter thickness, that is equal to 250 by 1.1 into d 1 millimeter into d t plus t additional thickness we have considered, under 10 mm thickness we have considered here, t plus 10 whole square divided by 6. So t works out to be 35 millimeter. Therefore provide base plate of 730 by 350 by 35 millimeter. Now decide the concrete base. So assuming SBC of this soil is 225 kg per meter square. If it is not given, you have to assume. If it is given, you have to use the same value. If not given means, so assume 225 kN per square meter. So working load is 1500 kN. So assume 10% of the 10% weight as the foundation weight. So total load works out to be 1650 kN. So area of the concrete base is equal to 7.33 square meter. So L into B equal to 7.33 square meter. Provide a square footing. So 2.7 meter. That means each side the length of the foundation is 2.7. Now, so assuming 45 degree low dispersion from the face of the base plate, we will calculate the depth of the foundation. You can see, so this is 2.7 meter, this is 2.7 meter. So this length of the base plate is 0.73 meter, this is 0.35 meter. And this case, this extension is, so 2.7 minus 0.35 divided by 2 means 1.175 meter. So using this maximum value of 1.175 meter, you calculate the depth of the foundation. So that works out to be 1.175 meter. So finally the dimension of the concrete base is 2.75, 2.75, 1.175 meter. Now connection details. So assuming column faces are machined or milled, so load on the flanges is 1125 kN. Again load on each flange is equal to 1125 divided by 2, that is equal to 526.25 kN. So given M24 property class 4.6 black bolts. So shear strength of these bolts can be calculated 130.38 kN, whereas the bearing strength is 98.4 into 10 power 3 Newton, that is 98.4 kilonewton. Therefore, the bolt value is 98.4 kilonewton. Number of bolts is equal to 6 numbers. So this is the final diagram. So these are the 6 number of bolts to be connected to the column, to the gusset plate and the cleat angle. So this is the concrete base. So this is actually, you can see there, so this is the side elevation, that is the side, whatever we have written here is the side elevation. So you also can write the top view, that is plan for the gusset base. This is the plan. Refer this diagram and write down the plan. And front view. Front view is already written here in the previous page. So this is the front view and side view is this one. So this is the side elevation. You try to write down the plan by referring this diagram. So thank you for watching.